Hi guys, how's everybody doing? My name is Leah. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be speaking about questioning your question. Have you ever thought of asking people questions, but then you don't understand in your head why you're asking? What is the question about? Is it relevant to the subject matter? Is it going to help you develop? Is it do you need to have that much questions or many questions in your head? Are you speaking to the right people? Are you surrounding yourself with the people that have the sources that you need in order to back up the question? So basically, it's all about making sure the question is relevant. If it's not relevant, don't ask it. I'm gonna repeat that. If your question is not relevant, don't ask it. Now I'm gonna speak why I've decided to talk about this. Those of you that know, I answer questions from Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or YouTube, even an email, whichever way people want to send me a question. They do send me questions, and I answer them accordingly using the video. And I have noticed that so many people actually, they all have a reason for asking a question because they want to get somewhere. But the problem is they're asking the wrong questions. They have too many questions in their mind. They're asking the people that have no idea. They're asking people that are not their role models, people that won't even be examples, or people that will never have heard about these questions or will have the right answers. Or sit down and ask, do I need to ask the question? Does it actually make sense? Do I receive the information I need before I ask the question? So I'm gonna give an example. If you go on an interview, once you finish your interview, some organization do ask, some don't ask. They'll ask you, do you have a question? Most people will say yes, some won't say yes. It is not a crime. I'll explain that later. But when they ask you if you have a question, the problem that most people actually face or create for themselves, they start questioning interviewers questions that are not even relevant to the subject matter. For example, if you're going for a job in procurement or in doctor, whatever job you've gone for, and then you've done it well, you know everything that you've been talking about is relating to that job because you practiced or because you know that is what you're going for. Once you start asking questions that are outside that, remember, you don't know the people you're asking, so they might be positive to the question, they might be really negative, or you might be starting to speak about things that you don't have statistics about. You might end up talking about things that are going to put your interview down the drain because you've now rambling about things that you don't know. So what I'm trying to say in this is saying that you have a question is not a problem. And be honest, guys, sometimes you don't always have to say that yes, I have a question. A question is when you miss something, or you need more information, or something you're not sure about, or you just want to know more. You already know, but you want to know more. So most people do lie and say, yes, I have a question, even when they don't have a question, just because they think it is good to ask questions in the interview, or it is good to show that you know more. And they go ahead and ask the question. That is what put them in the drain, because they're rambling about other things that are nothing to do with the subject matter. What I'm trying to say, guys, that keep your question relevant to the subject. Keep your questions relevant to where you want to your destination. For example, if you have friends that are not relevant to your journey, those should be questions in your mind. Say, do these friends actually help me? Do I need them? Not to say that don't love people, but let them be a distance depending on the journey you want to take. Because some people, like, well, you're trying to overcome an addiction, smoking, drinking, whatever addiction you have, but every person you have in your life is a smoker, is is a drinker. So you're not going to be able to overcome that addiction because the people you have is not relevant to the journey you're trying to take. So the questions that you'd have in your mind: how do I get friends that support where I want to go? How do I get myself closer to the people that have done what I need to do? How do I get rid of people that are not supporting my journey? These are questions that are helping you overcoming the addiction that you have because they are relevant to the subject matter. But if you start asking questions that are really not giving you the answer, supporting your whatever you want to do, then that is not relevant. That's what I'm trying to make, guys. So most of the people that send me questions, they send me questions because they want to get somewhere. They're looking at people that are already getting there, but the people they're looking at, it's not you. You're a different person. You're a unique person. So ask questions. Don't do what other people are doing, or don't ask question how they got there. Don't ask question on who helped them to get there, but ask question, how do I get there? How do I do what I need to do? Or where do I look? Who can support me? And things like that, guys. Do not ask question and say, oh, I've looked at so and so, he's been able to build a business, so how do I do it exactly like he's done it? That's a wrong question, because you don't want to do what he's done. You want to do what you can do. You want to be able to do what you need to do, or what needs to take you to the destination. So what I'm trying to say, guys, keep the questions relevant to your mission. Sometimes when you have so many questions in your mind, they're not all necessary, they're not all needed. They're just cluttering your mind to the point that you won't even be able to tell which ones are the right questions, which questions did I take, or which questions can I leave out, because they're too many. So what I'm trying to say, guys, get rid of the questions that you don't need. Look in the questions before you actually put them out there. Who are the right people to ask the question? Why am I asking this person? There needs to be a reason why you approach a person to ask a question. You can't just ask everybody. Now, someone's going to turn around and say, but Leah, you asked us to. I say, if you have a question and you think I can answer it, or you like what I've talked about, or you think I can answer it, then you can ask me. But don't randomly ask the question for the sake of asking a question, because what you're going to find, people have so many answers, people do things differently, and everybody's going to be answering you according to what they think is correct. And it's not their fault that you've got the answers they've given you. It is your fault that you did not question your question. You did not think about who you're going to ask. You did not think about what time you're going to be asking. The problem we have sometimes, someone will find you in the midst of something, in the midst of a storm, and they'll be asking you questions of how to get out the storm. Think about it, guys. That particular moment, that person is in there stranded, looking to find a way out, but then you're asking, they're not thinking about you, they're not thinking about helping you, they are thinking about how they get out themselves, who can help them. And the people that are going to help them out of the storm are going to be people they know, people that are related, people they know that can, their role model, not your role model. So if you're trying to come out of a storm, you cannot do it or ask questions like others do ask. Think about of who you are, how you do things, and the question you ask. One of the I don't want to mention genders and stuff, but one of the people asked me a question. I want to find a way of phrasing so that it's not general, so that you guys can really find out, because it's not really. But okay, let me phrase it this way. If you've got someone who does not have an idea where they want to get to, and they ask you a question because they see other people are going there, without them questioning whether they actually need to go there in order to get to where they want to get to, it is very difficult for you to give these people the right answer, because you're finding it difficult to find out, are they asking because they're here, they've been here, or are they asking because they see someone is here, or are they asking to to be helped there, Without them understanding the question, you will not be able to support these people. I know I'm going on so much right now, but it's kind of something that has come on my mind and said, you know what? People need to start questioning the things they question people. Sometimes I remember a long time ago, I asked a question from a girl. We went to the same university, and I think she was in a different country, and I asked if she was from another country that wasn't hers. But I based my question on the way I see how she look. Oh, I based my question on the things she usually asks me, or the things she usually say when she asks, she's around people, the things that she usually asks people basically. But I realized that I actually gave her answers thinking that, okay, for example, I thought maybe she's from Uganda and she was from Sierra Leone or somewhere. So I started giving her answers thinking that she will understand, answers relating to the country she has no idea, country she's never been in, the country she has no relation, the country she has no clue how to even get to. And I'm giving her answers just thinking that she's from there. But it wasn't my fault thinking like that. It was about the questions that she was phrasing wrong. And I was giving her answers just like that. So, guys, I hope this makes sense to you. But before you ask anybody a question, question it. Sometimes your question is usually they say there's no such thing as a stupid question, because this is something you don't know that someone else knows, and to them it seems very stupid, yet it's not. But sometimes, to avoid asking things that are just common sense, it requires you to question the question you're going to ask. And the reason why, is it necessary? Is it going to deliver? Is it going to help someone else around you? And if you think that question is not necessary, don't ask it. Don't ask it. Just keep it. And I know I'm gonna sound a little bit different from quite a lot of people, because they say just ask. You should always ask. Yes, ask once you've gone through your question and know that it's gonna help you. It's going to give you the answer that you need to your destination. That's my video, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it, you've learned something. To those of you that have been asking how come I'm not doing videos, I've done a few, but now I've opened up a YouTube channel where most of my videos are. So please do go there and subscribe to my YouTube. It's Leah and William, and thank you so much for watching. Do ask me questions and I'll be answering them. Thank you so much.